If you're with someone who isn't aware of their emotions, take a walk with me. Emotional intelligence for most people is something that you should find attractive. What's interesting is a lot of you are running around telling yourself a story about how difficult that is to find. And if you dive into the comments section on just about any post, you'll find no shortage of people that talk a lot about emotional intelligence. They all seem to have it, and they're desiring to find someone else that has a strong EQ. And they'll share with you how difficult it is. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, a unicorn or Bigfoot while you're out camping. But yet those same people don't seem to have a problem finding avoidants, narcissists, liars, and cheaters. They are so emotionally intelligent that they have this superhuman ability to find all the people that are emotionally absent. And this is why it's important to recognize and acknowledge that just because you're emotional, it doesn't mean you're emotionally intelligent. It is beautiful and amazing that you are able to feel so deeply and intensely. Emotional intelligence involves recognizing, acknowledging, understanding, and managing your emotions effectively. You have to become aware of your own thought process. Who am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? Why am I doing it? You assess the situations that you're in. Is this helpful or unhelpful? How do I feel? Where do I feel it? Am I reacting or am I responding? And am I using that space in between to assess where I'm at? And cultivating emotional intelligence means that you've taken the time to do the work to understand what activates or triggers you. You learn how to assign new meaning to those thoughts, feelings, and emotions that have kept you feeling stuck for so long. You learn how to effectively navigate all those things, and you recognize that everything that you're experiencing is temporary. In that, you embody and understand that this too shall pass. You've learned, embodied, and integrated what it means to self-regulate. You discovered and uncovered the tools of resilience like breathwork, yoga, movement, and getting outside and going for a walk with me. You learned the skill of managing your emotions instead of being controlled by them. Instead of chasing the thrill or the intensity of your heightened emotions. After all, those big emotions are part of the way that you learn to cope. You spin up, you release, and then you repeat. And this is where people like to throw in a lot of unhelpful labels. And with that, I'll just say, you can change it. It's a choice. You have to recognize that your impulsivity and reactivity has been unhelpful to you. And it certainly doesn't help you achieve the life that you would rather be living. It's been extremely unhelpful to your relationships, and it's caused ruptures over long periods of time that become more and more difficult to repair. And of course, this is where you can learn to tap into one of the greatest tools you have available to you, and that's your empathy. You learn that you don't have to take what other people give to you personally. And whatever you do take personally usually has a kernel of truth to it, which is uncomfortable. It no feel good, so you lash out and get defensive. You also learn to assess what other people are giving to you to determine if that information is useful to you. Sometimes they give you a truth about yourself, and that's your job to say, whew, I should probably do something with that. And other times, they're just speaking about their own lives from their own perspective. It's their own thought distortions that are getting in the way. It's your job to determine what is their stuff and what is yours. Meaning, where do you end and they begin? At the end of the day, the goal here is to better understand one another. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus still applies, whether you want it to or not. And for the guys, this isn't about being more emotional. It's more about recognizing, articulating, and regulating your emotions, rather than suppressing. So before you dump everything on your partner in one sitting, go get your tea checked and then get around other dudes that are doing the things that you want to be doing that inspire you. And if your friend group doesn't inspire you or challenge you, it might be time to expand your network.